Hello Aquarius, welcome back to my channel. This is Skeleton Key Tarot and this is a tarot card reading for Aquarius. All Aquarius placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Wherever you've got Aquarius in your chart or in your life, there's something in this message for you. And as always, cross watchers are welcome here too. So let's begin. Messages for Aquarius, please. What does Aquarius need to know? All right, so the underlying energy here, there is somebody who's very gentle, somebody who's very like a quiet type of person, who's very reserved, very gentle, loves nature, could be an artist or like loves to work in the garden. I see dirt under the fingernails because they've been like working in the garden, or they do something with their hands. Like I'm seeing a painter who's got paint, or like an artist who has their fingernails are dirty, okay? And it's like, it's because they do creative, beautiful things with their hands. And this is definitely a very creative energy with the Sun card and the Five of Pentacles with the Daughter of Pentacles, which is this, look at this beautiful card. I love this deck so much. The little deer, she's so cute. Have you ever seen baby deer in the forest? They're so curious. And they're so adorable, and I love them so much. But anyway, she's so cute. She's adorable. Big eyes. Somebody that I'm connecting to is like Page of Pentacles. Young, a little naive, a little inexperienced, but very gentle, loving person who is soft and natural, okay? And we have the Sun card in the middle, but we also have the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like this person is very creative and very bright and has a very bright future. And there's a lot of happiness and love surrounding this person, but there's also this deep, dark anxiety and brooding. And there's a need for meditation and visualization to connect with this beautiful Sun card energy in the middle. There is some anxiety. There's something that is weighing her heart down. Feeling like there's something missing, feeling lonely, feeling like there's maybe a lack of direction, or maybe there's not enough money, or so this person who is very bright and loving and creative is maybe going through a hard time, or has been dealing with feeling isolated, maybe feeling like they don't have enough, like I said, enough money, or there's not enough love, or there's no direction. Like, this could be somebody who is very creative, but they're like a starving artist, or there's a sense of poverty, or you know what I mean? So let's get the overall. Let's get on the bottom of the deck. We do have the Two of Wands, so that's good. Determination, willpower, and we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, determined to overcome this difficult, very, very difficult energy. All right, this has been an experience that has felt like something has been ruined or destroyed, or just like, if you can see on this side, on the left-hand side over here, beautiful light, love and light, vision of the future. On this side, on the right-hand side, we do have a heavy darkness. So in this reading, we have a yin-yang type of reading here today, where we have darkness and the light in balance or equilibrium, or there's both. We're just dealing with a situation here where there's a lot of good and positive aspects of this situation, but there's also a painful, disquieting, discomforting, unhappy side of this as well. And somebody here has a plan. They have a vision for the future. And it's like you're putting this creative love and light energy towards this vision for the future, trying and determined to make it happen, to make it through this dark, difficult moment. And then this over here, it's like you're shining a light in the dark. You are the light in the dark. You are being guided from the dark and into the light. And it's sort of taking the edge off, and it's softening this harsh reality, or this harsh, difficult, stuck feeling over here. So this sunshine, it is illuminating and motivating. It is creative and bright, and it helps to propel and drive it's giving you this driving force. It's giving you this energy, this motivation. It's like glowing within you. You have this creative life force energy that is helping you to push forward and to get through this. And it also is helping to take the edge off, right? To soften and to make it a little bit easier, to uplift you, to, it could be a lot worse, all right? If the Sun card was not here, this reading would be a lot worse. But because the Sun is here, it's like there is hope for the future. The Sun is coming up. This is not hopeless at all whatsoever. There is a way through. You are being guided through this, and you're ascending and being like raised up above it as well. So there's a light in the dark. The Sun is coming up on the horizon. This dark night of the soul is just about over. There is a vision and a way forward. There's a path opening up for you. But there's a need to... Okay, so there may be a need for like I'm going to say what I'm thinking. Critical self-analysis. Taking a hard look at how sometimes we feed into the melodramatic, self-destructive or personally destructive energies here, the way that sometimes we identify with our pain, and how identifying with our pain keeps us in that state of pain. We are ruminating, we are depressed. There's depression, anxiety, ruminating on darkness here. And I believe that there is value in looking at the dark side. We can learn so much from these challenges. These challenges are meant to teach us. But at some point, we integrate that shadow side with our light side. We have both. We have both in balance and in harmony. We need both. That's what we're here to do. It's part of our nature. It's the paradox of our being, that we have both and we are both and we must do both. But that said, right? So we don't want toxic positivity where we are just totally focused on the good and, you know, the positive and totally ignoring the other side of things. But we also don't want to be completely consumed by the negative side of things where we are just brooding and dark all the time, right? Even if we're like true goth, you still want to have a good, healthy balance in this reading for whoever I'm connecting to. It's like you are striving to have this balance between the dark and the light because you are in contact with both. You are a creative being. You are a sensitive, gentle person who has been through some really hard stuff in your life. And it's like you are integrating this into your understanding. This is making you a more compassionate, wise person. And I feel like this is setting you up to be a sort of teacher or a guide or a helper for others, because you will have a real intimate understanding of what pain and suffering are like. And you will have a real intimate understanding of what it means to ascend, to transcend, to find the light within, and to shine the light in the darkness. So you do this for yourself, and you do this for others as well. Almost like a guru or a teacher. Okay. I just heard even Jesus went to hell for 3 days. Didn't he? So there's like the mythos of the hero that descends into the underworld and has this dark experience in the underworld. Even Persephone, right? Descending into the underworld for half the time and then ascending to the surface again for the other half of the time, for the other half of the year, right? It's like that. You could look into those mythologies to get more meaning. I think you're being guided to look at that. But that's what I've got here today. You have a plan to move forward through this darkness, and it's a very good plan. This is helping you to ascend. You are being given the assistance of love, light, energy, and also the compassion and wisdom that comes from having been in a dark place. This is a good thing. We don't want to linger too long in the dark place, right? We don't want to be so identified and attached to the darkness, but we also want to integrate both sides equally into our understanding of our paradoxical selves and this universe. Okay, that's the message. I've got some oracles for us today, okay? I've got 2 oracle decks plus my angel numbers book, and I'm going to get into that. So we've got 9:55 on the clock, And I'm going to look at 955 in the book. Okay? If you're interested in the oracles, part 2, this is what we're going to do. Stay tuned for that. We've got romantic relationships. Okay, 955 says romantic relationships. Reconfigure the connections. You are being asked to change up your way of doing things in romance. Whether you are single or in a relationship, your angels would like you to take today to reflect and reconfigure how you go about connecting with others. Okay, that's it. That's the angel message for today. You know, the Sun card can indicate a very fulfilling love relationship, a very good connection. But then the 10 of Swords can indicate, and with the 5 of Pentacles here as well, it's like perhaps there's some heartbreak and suffering and sorrow that's connected with a relationship. And so you're looking forward to being in a relationship. Maybe you're looking for one. 7 of Cups underneath and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, heartbreak, suffering, sorrow, loss, depression. Something did not turn out the way that you wanted it to. And there's a lot of confusion here. Illusions and maybe even some deceptions or even some self-deceptions as well. And so with the 3 of Wands, again, 2 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, having this clear vision to go forward, judgment, seeing things from a higher perspective, and it's about forgiveness, forgiving yourself and others, rising up and ascension, ascending out. So it's 19 to 20, 2 to 3, you know. Anything else here? The Devil. Yeah, negative attachments. Okay, so if this is your reading, you're being asked to change up your way of doing things in romance. Reconsider and reflect on how to go about connecting with others. Perhaps that's your challenge at this time. Okay, if that resonates, take it as it resonates for you. Let's get some more oracles, because that might be for some of you, but maybe not for everybody. But maybe it makes a lot of sense, because if something did not live up to your expectations and something was painful, and you know, sometimes maybe it's important to reflect on that, to reconfigure the way we go about connecting with others. That might be good, solid advice, even if it's hard. So I feel like there's holding on to something that causes more pain. Somebody may have betrayed you. You trusted them. And it's like hard to let go. But perhaps taking a step back and reconfiguring your approach may help you. Maybe that's good. It'll be good for your future. It's like you're so determined to make this happen. But what if it's not meant to be? What if it's not supposed to? What if your desires and your intentions are not in alignment with the best and highest good? What would happen? Maybe you'd be redirected. Something to think about if this resonates for you. But let's get some more oracles. We've got the Tree. This is all about growth. And your roots are very deep and you reach up for the sky. You're growing, you're evolving. This is nurturing energy. It's like more Pentacles energy, Earth sign. I've got Taurus here especially, and also Virgo, Capricorn, Leo, Aries, and Gemini. This is about like your family tree. It could be generational blessings, generational curses, you know. Let's get one more and then we'll put it all together from the Enigma deck. We've got the Sun. Wow, the Sun came out twice. I love that. So this is very uplifting. This is like the nurturing relationship between the sun and the earth, and how the sun can be both positive and negative, actually. If you can think about it that way, the sun is bathing us in its warmth and its loving light. It can also burn and scorch. And some places on earth are the desert, way too hot. But in some places, it's just right. And there are all the seasons and all of that. Let's read from the sheet here. The sun, energy, ultimate power, the giver of light and radiance. So this is that energy. It gives you power, motivation, determination, and a vision to go forward into what you're doing. And then the Tree here is talking about microcosms, the cycles of life, the eternal return, predictability, and nature. Cycles of life. So one cycle ends, The next cycle begins, just like the changing of the seasons. So you're coming out of winter, which may have been dark, right? For the northern hemisphere where I'm at, it would translate to be something like the winter was dark and heavy and difficult, but now the sun is coming back, the birds have returned to the forest, and the trees and the plants are starting to blossom and bloom again. So it's that life force energy that's blooming again. Okay, I love it. I love that. The seasons, the change of seasons. And maybe both are necessary. I mean, where I'm at, this is the ecosystem. This is how it functions here. This is the cycle of the seasons. I can no more change it by resisting it than I can, you know, make it go any faster by wishing that it would get here sooner, right? Like, I can't control the weather, right? Neither can any of us. So if we live here, this is what we do. We live in a, okay, what am I saying? We live in this ecosystem. We can either fight with it and be at odds with it, or we can live in harmony with the rhythm of the seasons. And I think there's a lot of human civilization is built around trying to control nature, trying to fight with nature. But that doesn't always lead to the healthiest outcomes, does it? I mean, in some cases, we can work to, you know, make structures and stuff that benefit and help us to live, right? Like, I don't want to live in the forest without my shed, without my cabin, my studio cabin, right? I don't want to be exposed to the elements. But then again, I want to live in a certain harmony with nature where I'm not destroying the environment, because that's going to be destructive as well, right? So it's like I'm getting more of a message of living in harmony with the seasons and living in more of a state of acceptance. And it's like there are certain things you can't control about the cycles of life. You just have to kind of go with it. So it's something like that, just sort of going with it, you know, releasing, like the fall, like the autumn, you know, you release the summer, summer's over. For some, maybe in the southern hemisphere, summer is over and you're going into the darker part of the year, and you can choose to fight with that, I guess, or you can embrace it, or you can manage it somehow or not. I feel like the way that we respond to the changes of the season says more about us, and it says more about and influences more of our experience than it does the actual season itself. Like, the only thing you're going to change is your own experience of this. So resisting it just makes it harder for yourself. It doesn't actually do anything. There's almost like a futility there. It's a wasted effort. And sometimes maybe that's hard, but we take a clear-eyed view of it anyway, because we want to live in harmony. We want to have the best possible experience here. And if some reason we were getting in our own way, wouldn't we want to know? Wouldn't you want to know if you were somehow making your life harder for yourself than it has to be? For what? For your ego? We saw that devil card there for some pride, right? Like, maybe that would be a hard lesson to learn. We wouldn't like to hear that. You know, nobody wants to hear that we are making our lives harder than it has to be because of our attitude, right? It's like, that's not nice, but it might be true. And what if we listen to that, if we are open to hearing this valid criticism, we can actually make changes in the way that we approach something, and it actually improves our life. It benefits ourselves. It benefits everybody around us. We might end up being helpful and of service to ourselves and others instead of, you know, the opposite, right? Something like that. It's like the cycle of the sun. Maybe somebody deals with seasonal depression and now the sun's coming out. Okay, so I have this Visions of the Liminal Spaces Oracle deck. And the first card that came out is 1111. It's all about synchronicity. I just got this deck in the mail yesterday. I have not memorized it yet, so I'm going to read from the book and we'll learn it together. If that's interesting to you, stay tuned for that. The first card out is 1111. So something I think about synchronicity, something being served to you on a silver platter from the universe, a golden opportunity. If you take it, if you recognize it. Okay, one more, please. Some of the cards are a little spooky in this deck. Some of them are really beautiful. I love this deck because of that. It's a mixture of the shadow and the light. Some of the explanations in the little book are a little bit longer. Some of them are a little bit shorter. So it's a mixed bag, but I really like it. So I want to use it. And so if you're interested, stay tuned. We'll get one more and we will read from the book together. There we go. It says, spell it out. Okay, the spell it out card. I do remember this one. It says, it's like writing in your notebook, writing in your journal, writing in your manifestation journal. Write it down. Whatever's on your mind, whatever's bothering you, whatever you love, whatever you hate, whatever you're going through, write it down. Spell it out. What do you want? What do you fear? What do you love? What do you hate? You know what I mean? Like, what are you going through right now? You're being encouraged to write it down in your journal. So let's read 11:11 first. Okay, it says, the crown jewel of time magic. So yeah, time magic, 11:11. It descends twice daily on the wings of angels and invites its witness to make a wish. 11:11, make a wish and write it down in your notebook. This wish portal opens so frequently that one must wonder if the universe requires wishes in much the same way an automobile requires gasoline. Or perhaps spirit delights in receiving wishes in much the same way as humans revel in casting them out. Whether they are an essential resource or a luxury item in the spirit world, a wish cast, or rather the belief behind casting said wish, requires value across dimensions. It carries value across dimensions. Your wishes carry value across the dimensions of time and space. Spirit loves to hear your wishes. That's amazing. That's a great way to put it. Twice a day, we get the chance to make a wish. This is your chance to make a wish, Aquarius. You're being asked to make a wish and write it down in your notebook. What else? It may, in fact, be what makes the whole thing go. Your wishes, oh yeah, it's like this wish is the driving force in this reading. That sun card coming out twice, this is your wish that's pushing you forward, that's giving you the energy. Okay. Okay. So let me just finish reading it, okay? For the weary traveler and those who, for an array of reasons, have lost faith in the efficacy of wish-making, this recurring visitor, the 11:11 twice a day, is merely a tick of the clock, unnoticed but inexorable, a quiet, perpetual invitation to hope. In either case, it offers only a slight smile, a squeeze on the shoulder, a mischievous wink before dissolving back into infinity. This is like the universe winking at you, like, make a wish. And it's so cute. I love this deck so much. It's a perpetual invitation to hope. You are being invited to hope and wish, because your wish is going to be granted. Okay, so spell it out again. Should we read a little bit for spell it out? Do you want me to? Do you want to hear it? State your intention. Define your desires. Press pen to paper and make it go. Once a thought is now ink glistening on a page. Endless possibilities await. Make a wish. Endless possibilities await. Write it down. Write down your intentions. Make it clear. What do you want? What are you wishing for? You just might get it. Okay, Aquarius, that's what I've got for you today. I love this for you. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was of service to you. If you enjoyed this and you'd like a personal reading, I'm offering 3 different options. So you can email me. I'll let you know how it works. You let me know what you need. But in any case, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.